Good morning. So I'm still here in my random city. Today is actually day 3 that I've been here. I've been trying my best to kind of keep you up to date with kind of what's taking place. But let me do a quick recap. Oh, wait. I got a text. Okay, so on day 1, we flew into the city and it was cold. It was cold and it was icy. Even my passengers that were deplaning the flight when we arrived, the gate agent and the rampers, they didn't have salt, but they put down something to assist the passengers because even the deplaning was really super duper icy and I didn't want any of my passengers to fall and get hurt. So we arrived around 6 p.m. that night. This is day 1. And we were supposed to go right back out. So we boarded the passengers. We were ready to go. And it was only a few passengers, which was really nice. And right as I was going to close the door, we were told, stop, no, don't close the door, because there was, the rampers were having a challenge being able to safely push the airplane back. I don't know if you've flown or not, but there are times that, like a little car type thing connects to the front of the aircraft and it pushes the aircraft back away from the gate. So like I said, they couldn't push the airplane back. So we sat there for 3 hours, with my passengers. And let me correct that. The passengers were not on the aircraft for 3 hours. The crew and I, we were on and near the aircraft for 3 hours. We didn't sit on for 3 hours either. Waiting for conditions to get better so that we could take these few passengers to their next destination. Either way, after 3 hours, conditions worsened. It's getting later and it's getting colder. And, so we were not able to take these passengers to their next connection. Now, this flight was not canceled. It was delayed until the next morning. So we went to the hotel, of which I showed you the video. And we came back to the airport at early in the morning, maybe. I think we left around 8:30, 9 o'clock. So if you followed my little videos yesterday, you saw that the weather conditions had not relented and we were still unable to push back. And at this point, I believe we only had I believe we only had 3 passengers that were still booked, and I don't even think that any of those passengers were there. Either way, so there were several crews around that were all in the same position. And it was so interesting. And it was it was fun and funny at the same time, because these crews were all different airlines. I'm not going to name the names, but you know, the major airlines, and even airlines that were not major. And it really turned out to be a bit of a family reunion, because we were all, you know, talking and greeting each other. Not just the airlines, the crew that you saw in the one video that I showed, but honestly, it was all of the majors. We were all there stuck together. And it was nice. One thing that people that are not in this field don't understand is that, for the most part, crews, we all get along. Because we all face the same struggles, and we understand this very interesting lifestyle. So I think we were there for about an hour or so, and then the first crew left. And at that point, we were all like, bye, as they all just walked away. And this was still relatively early. This is maybe 10, not even 11 o'clock. So, you know, soon thereafter, was it the runway that shut down, or something shut down for 3 hours, that I remember. So, we're all still interacting, and we're all like, oh, what's going on? It's really cool. Like, it's not going to get any better. And, you know, it was just interesting. So time is going on, and kind of like one by one, crews are being released and told, you're not flying today, flights are being canceled, and they're leaving. Bye, bye. Okay, good luck. You know, good luck getting out of here, or getting back to your hotel room, or whatever your company is going to do. So we were there so long that it started getting chilly. I didn't show you my heater. I had to break out the heater in the airport, and I'm going to upload that. So, and we were getting hungry. So our captain, he got us some delicious coffees, and I'm not even really a coffee drinker, but this, whatever he got, was really delicious. There was only one little restaurant, but they had run out of like warm food. But at one point I saw a TSA agent walking with boxes of pizza, and I'm like, hey, where you going? He's like, oh, we gotta feed the crew. So I waited about maybe 5 or 7 minutes, and I told my first officer, I said, I'm going to get some food. She's like, from where? I said, I'm going to TSA. So she just kind of looked at me like, no, you're not. Anyway, I left, and I went back no, I didn't even go on the other side. I went just backwards, and I went to TSA, and I just said, hey, hungry flight attendant, can I have some of your food? And they were like, come get some food. Got a slice of pizza, thanked them, and walked back over to my gate. And the first officer's like, what? Huh? How do you have food? I said, I told you I was going to get pizza. She's like, oh, I wish I went with you. I said, come on, let's go get some food. So I brought her down, and I'm like, TSA, can you please feed my hungry first officer? They were like, come on, come eat. Anyway, we got that. In addition, oh wait, before we even got that, there was another airline that brought out snacks for their remaining passengers, and the lovely gate agent, she came over to us, and she's like, listen, we've got snacks, come eat. So, I mean, again, that just shows the camaraderie that we were all showing each other. Later in the day, gosh, we were there for hours and hours. We were there so long that it got to the point where there were only 2 flights that had not yet canceled. So the 2 of us were just like, oh my gosh, woe is us, woe is us, what are we gonna do? So they still had some delicious snacks on their plane. They brought their delicious snacks over and we just all ate their delicious snacks. And soon thereafter, their flight canceled. So we were cheering for them. And then right after that, our flight canceled. So they were cheering for us. Now, when I say that we were cheering, not cheering that we were not able to take the passengers to where they wanted and needed to go, but cheering because of the level of safety was taken into consideration first. Like, I mean, I'm not speaking for my airline or anything. Whenever I'm speaking for me. As someone that commutes back and forth to work, so I am a passenger often, I feel for my passengers. I never want to board a passenger and then there's a delay for them. I want to get them on, do what I do, help them to have a pleasant and relatively uneventful flight outside of, oh, we had a really cool flight attendant. That's really all I want from my passengers, and I want them to get from point A to point B safely. I knew that I felt that if we had boarded our passengers, that would not have been the case. I felt like they would have just been sitting for a period of time on the plane, and then they may not have gotten to where they wanted to go. So when I say that we were cheering, we're not cheering for us. We're cheering for the passengers because we want them to get to where they're going. Anyway, so we came back to the same hotel. So again, this was day 2, and it was interesting because as we're in the Uber, because this hotel doesn't have a shuttle, so we're in an Uber again. The captain and the first officer, they're saying, I don't see the hotel on, their work tablet. And I'm like, I've got mine. So no, we're good. We get to the hotel, and in fact, I was the only one that had my hotel room confirmed. It took them a little bit longer to get theirs confirmed, but we were good. And okay, so I'm in the cold room again. And I'm like, I'm not going through this coldness in this room. So I call the front desk and I'm like, please, this room is cold. I don't want to switch. Just come fix the heater. Maintenance comes upstairs, and really nice guy. He's like, oh, this is broken. You got to switch. I said, no. Look, I have taken all of my things out. I'm ready to stay here. Let's just go. Let's fix it. Gosh, it's yucky. But it's so good for me. I said, listen, I'm going to the gym. You've got the room for at least an hour. Just do what you have to do. Anyway, he's like, hang tight. So he fixed it kind of, I think, to the best of his ability. So he's like, okay, I'll just warm it up for you. Oh, and by the way, he explained what, the problem was. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he's like, I'm going to warm it for you. I'm like, okay, go to 80. He's like, come on, I'll go to 78. Anyway, it has not been 78 in this room all night long. It never hit 80. Actually, it never hit over, I want to say 75-ish, something like that. But of course, I had my little heater. Made a delicious meal in the room. Oh, wait, after that, I went downstairs to the gym, met up with the rest of the crew for a few minutes, and then we kind of did a little debriefing and laughing, everything that happened during the course of the day and the previous day, having fun with the gate agents and just everybody there at that airport. That's really a nice airport. They're very family oriented, the crew, like from the top to the bottom. Anyway, come back to my room, make some food, eat some cake. Delicious cake from Vegas. Yeah, I got a slice of cake when I was in Vegas. Anyway, so today is day 3. Okay, I went to sleep. Yeah, obviously I went to sleep. Today is day 3. Oh, wait, skip back to day 2. Day 2, when we did our little debriefing, Captain said, we have our specific time that we're supposed to be downstairs. It's showtime. So for our Uber. And because the weather conditions have not yet changed, he's like, we don't want to do today, day 3, what we went through yesterday, day 2. So we did a group chat, we exchanged numbers, and he made sure that, I should say he's making sure, but he made sure that we were not going to leave to go back to the airport until we knew that the weather and airport conditions are conducive of us leaving. Oh, I need to tell you something. Okay, during this time, still day 2. Now, our day 2 flying, this was not, leaving this one particular city into another city was not our only flight. We had 4 flights yesterday, day 2. So we kept checking our schedules. Oh my gosh. So we were getting a little tired, like, oh my gosh, we're so late coming into our base, and then we have 3 more flights. Well, so thankful for this. Those 3 flights were removed from our schedule. So all we had to do was if we were able to leave yesterday, would be to get the aircraft back to our base city, and then that would be the end of flying for that day, and then we would start today, which is day 3 or day 4. I don't know, it would start today. How about that? Anyway, later in the afternoon, all of our additional flying was taken from our schedules. So we only had that 1 flight, and then that 1 flight canceled. So then for today, our schedule changed for today. Instead of having 3 flights starting from our base, which we couldn't get to yesterday, we would only have 1 flight today, which is simply getting this aircraft from point A to point B, meaning the icy city to our base city. So he didn't want us to sit in the airport all day long for this 1 flight. Oh, and something else. Okay, let's go to day 3 now. Today is day 3. So I'm up, I'm dressed, I'm packed, I'm ready to rock and roll. However, I've chatted with the crew already, and the airport's not ready for us. He said, just be on standby. Just be ready when I say, let's go, let's go. So the airport's not ready. So now the interesting thing about today's flying, we only have the 1 flight. And this is a very interesting flight because it's a ferry flight, which means there are no passengers. It's just us crew. And we are honestly just transporting this airplane, the aircraft, from Icy City to our base, and then we're done. Now that's a blessing that, sometimes chaos can happen, seemingly chaos can happen during the course of your traveling day. Speaking of crew, and after all that we went through yesterday, I feel like it's a blessing because I have less flying to do. So, that. Oh, and something else I just realized this morning. I would love to patch little pieces of my day together, like in a full story. However, my time is not that, I don't have so much free time. I have a lot of things that are going on in addition to flying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name, if I've got like a story that I want to tell, I'm going to give it a name, like the name of a song or a movie or something, probably a song that I like. And then just go, okay, let's name a song. I can't think of a name of a song. Okay, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Let's say the song is Spirit. Spirit, which was also one of their albums, which is one of my favorite albums. I think that's 1977. No, Spirit album was 1976, Earth, Wind, and Fire. One of the songs on the album was entitled Spirit also. Anyway, I just dated myself, but I don't know, whatever. So I'm going to name the day Spirit. Like if I have a bunch of pieces, and I'll say Spirit 1A, Spirit 1B, Spirit 3B. You get it. If there's a continuation, it will be Spirit 2A, which will mean that's day 2 of it. How does that sound? Does that make any sense? It made sense to me when I thought of it. Okay, so I'm rambling right now, and I'm drinking my morning drink. It's really a lemonade, but it's green, and it's got spirulina in it, and flaxseed, and chia seeds. I went downstairs this morning and got some honey. It's good for your gut. And on a later video, I'll talk about, health concerns and how to stay healthy while you're traveling. And I'd like to offer some interesting things while traveling, and maybe some tips that, the regular traveler can use that they may not have thought of. And once again, all of these ideas are mine. These do not reflect the company of which I work. And by the way, I really like my company. We have a nice family feel, and a great percentage of the crew. I really enjoy working with the crew. I keep looking at my phone for any updates from the captain. Anyway, okay, I'm going to end this right now, and because I feel like I'm rambling. So if there's anything that maybe you would like for me to show or talk about, let me know in the comments. And yeah, that. Okay, we'll talk later. Bye.